Let's talk to Ben Margulies. He's a comparative politics expert at the University of Warwick. Ben, thank you for joining us. Why do you think that Trump has made this decision now?
Well, the coverage coming out of the U.S., and this was broken on Politico, suggests that Trump was motivated less by ideological concerns than a practical problem in Congress. There was a long-running debate over precisely that question of cost, whether the Department of Defense should be paying for the health, for the medical care and gender reassignment surgeries of transgender service people, and this had become a debate around an amendment to an appropriations bill, a budget bill that was before the House of Representatives. That budget bill also happened to fund Trump's wall. And the dispute ended up going from from a dispute between congressional backers of banning these sorts of payments, a dispute they were having with the Department of Defense, to a dispute that was advanced up to the White House. So they were looking to the White House to solve the problem. And what seems to have happened is that Trump decided if there were no transgender service people, there'd be no need to debate this issue, and the appropriations bill could simply go forward, thus funding the wall.
Okay, so what you're saying is if this was essentially a decision made over the cost of gender reassignment surgery, we just heard in a report the costs are not that high, you're saying this was then a misguided decision?
Not so much what I'm saying is that Trump made this decision not so much over a concern about precisely the cost of transgender soldiers, as so much as the key issue for Trump was that he needed funding for the wall, and there was a debate in Congress over whether or not to pay for transgender soldiers. For Trump, it wasn't so much really a question of the amount of money that's being spent on transgender soldiers, so much as prioritizing spending on the wall. So he simply decided to neutralize what to him was a secondary issue by expelling transgender soldiers.
All right. So other priorities at play
there is
right?
a concern among Republicans about paying for transgender.
All right. We unfortunately have to leave it there. Ben Margulies, thank you very much for joining us, a comparative politics expert at the University of Warwick. Thanks so much for your insight.